Okay, right. So I'm now recording this. Right. So I'll start that again. Right. So I wanted to welcome all of you here. I appreciate you all taking time out of your evening to attend. Right. So my name is Albert, also known as Happy to Travel. And the reason I chose the name Happy to Travel is because the thought of travel makes me happy. It puts a smile on my face. So that's why I chose that name. And maybe I'm not sure who's here. Some of you might already be members of Planet Marketing, but or maybe you've been invited by a friend, a family member, or maybe a colleague. And some of you might be here for different reasons. Maybe you're curious about the finding a cheap way to travel, or maybe you're curious about using travel as a means for running your own home-based business. Maybe it's a combination of those two things. So whatever the reason for that, I hope you find this presentation interesting. And by the end of it, hopefully you'll be intrigued. So just to tell you a little bit more about myself, I work in the IT sector, and I've been in IT for the past 20 plus years. And I'm in my mid-50s. I'm a single dad. I've got 3 kids, and the youngest one of those kids is going to be 17 years old this year. And I just wanted to, let me just have a quick look at this. Just check if everyone seems to be okay. Okay, right. Right, okay. So I wanted to speak from my perspective as someone who's in their 50s. Some of you might be from various ages, and my perspective might be slightly different from some of you. And the reason I say that is because back when I was in my 20s, in those days, if you were interested in having an income other than your 9 to 5, what most people would have to do is they'd look through magazines and newspapers. They would go through classified ads, and if they saw an opportunity that looked interesting to them, what would you do? You would send off a letter by post. You'd wait to receive that, and then you would hear about some wonderful business opportunity, and there'd be lots of sales fluff, but it wouldn't actually get to the point. And if you wanted to get more of the secret information, what you'd have to do is send off a few £100, £1,000, or maybe even more than that. And but what's happened now is, whatever you think of the internet and modern technology, I think this is one of the best periods in history for the ordinary man and woman to start their own home-based business. And the reason I say that is because back in those days, if you wanted to start a business of your own, it was a very traditional business model. And what you'd have to do is, more likely than not, you'd put yourself into debt by taking out a bank loan. And with the travel business specifically, if you wanted to start what's called a brick and mortar business, you'd need £20,000 to get into the travel industry. And on top of that, you'd be putting yourself into debt in terms of some kind of long-term lease for whatever commercial premises that you might be renting. So, but these days it's a lot easier. So access to information is much more prevalent. So the question you have to ask yourself these days is, whatever opportunity is presented to you, how do you feel about it? Is it something that you feel comfortable about? Does it sit well with you? Is it aligned with your ethics? And more important than that, potentially is it something that you'd enjoy? Because enjoying something that you're doing is a very key component on whether or not you're going to put time and effort into it, and if you're going to be successful with it. So with all that in mind, I don't want to go on too long because I want to respect your time. So what I'm going to do is share my screen with you. So if you just bear with me one moment. Okay. And can someone type a 1 for me, just to confirm that you can see the screen? Okay, that's perfect. Right, so yeah, so with me being an amateur, I haven't been seeing all the messages that you're sending, so I can see all the ones, and yeah, hello, Darlene. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, hello to everyone. And if anyone came in after I started, I just want to welcome you here as well. Right, so this company that I have joined is called Planet Marketing. And Planet Marketing, we have a motto. Okay, let me just have a look at that. I'm just going to put the screen on fully. Bear with me. We have a motto, and that motto is, we make a living by living. Okay, and bear with me 1 second. And as a member of the team, you're basically you're basically an independent travel advisor, and it gives you access to all the resources that someone who'd set up a traditional travel business would have access to. So you have access to all the travel partners around the world that anyone else would have access to. And as a member of Planet Marketing, you unlock the potential of having commissions of up to 80%. Now, Planet Marketing is a company that's in partnership with a travel business. So if you think of it in 2 sections, Planet Marketing is the marketing side of it, and there's another organization called IntelliTravel, which deals with the independent travel advisor side of the business. Now, Planet Marketing was formed 7 years ago, and if you look at the man on the right of the screen, his name is Donald Bradley. He's based in Atlanta, and he's been in the network marketing business for decades now. And based on the experience that he's had over the years, he decided to form his own company. And one of the motivations was to iron out some of the what you might call hiccups that he felt were in some of the previous organizations. And this one is run in a much smoother way that helps those who join the organization. He also wanted to ensure that he has the best possible talent within this organization. So when he formed the company, as part of the team, as the chief financial officer, we have a man called Andy Cawthon, and the chief operational officer is a lady called Leanne Trocler. Hopefully I've pronounced both of their names correctly. And I'm very proud to be able to say that Planet Marketing had a conference earlier this year in January, and Donald Bradley came down to the UK. He spent the weekend in London. But before that conference, I was lucky to be one of a small handful of people that was able to meet him in the Shard. And he treated us to a nice meal in the evening. And, I thought that was definitely an experience to remember. And I learned a lot of valuable insights from that. So that's him with me on the picture on the right. And one of the other things that also attracted me to this is the kind of like the camaraderie and the team spirit that has been created within this organization. So if you look at the picture on the right, you see everyone wearing these white t-shirts, and that's something called Ignite. And members of the team, they went on a kind of like mixed training holiday into Mexico in October. So it was a great opportunity to benefit from being a member. They had discounted travel, and they got to pull their talents together to learn and develop within the organization. Now, although I wasn't able to make it to that event, I was fortunate enough to make it to the Dublin event, which took place in February of this year. So that's the image that you see on the right. And, it's a similar event. And I felt it was important to go because just like with the other events, I wanted to benefit from being around people who are successful within the business, and I wanted to learn as much as possible from them, and I did. So if I move on to the next slide. So as mentioned before, Planet Marketing is part of a partnership of two organizations. Now, Planet Marketing has been around for 7 years, as mentioned, and we're partnered with another organization called IntelliTravel, and IntelliTravel has been around for 36 years. And I'm very proud of that association. And one of the things that gave me reassurance when I first joined is the fact that they've been around for 36 years and they're the biggest home-based online travel agency in the world. And we're in about, I think it's 22 countries now. And within each of those countries, whatever kind of independent travel advisor accreditation is needed, that's covered. So specifically for the UK, we're members of ABTA, which is the Association of British Travel Agents. So all the authenticity that you're needed, all that's covered within the package that we have. So as you can see from here, lots of household names are included. We've got Hilton Hotels, we've got Holiday Inn, and any kind of travel destination that you can think of, or type of holiday that you can think of, it's covered within this organization. So whether it be a skiing holiday, a beach holiday, some kind of trekking holiday, it's all covered. Okay, so if I move on to the next slide. So if I give you an example, if you look at your screen, you will see that we've got in front of us the Presidente Intercontinental Resort in Mexico. And let's just say you were to book this as an ordinary person looking at booking.com. So if you were to look at booking.com, something like this booked in October of last year. So let's just say you were to travel from the 16th to the 22nd of October last year. This would have cost you £2,965. But as an independent travel advisor, oops, I clicked on the wrong button there. Right, so as an independent travel advisor within our team, if you were to book this for yourself, you would make a saving of £1,059. And if you were to book this on behalf of a client, you would earn a commission of £290. So there's going to be a couple more slides like this. So if you bear in mind that anything in red is the saving that you would make if you were to be taking the trip yourself, and anything in highlighted black, that would be the commission that you would make if you were to book this on behalf of someone else. So, as mentioned before, all kinds of travel destinations are covered. So if you look at your screen now, this is a 11-day gorilla trek in Uganda. And if you were to book this as an ordinary person, this would usually cost you around £4,320. But as a member of our organization, you would get this at a 50% discount. So that's an amazing saving. And if I move on to the next slide, I'm based in London. So let's just say I wanted to book something in London, or for myself or for a client. One luxury location is the Trafalgar St. James Hotel, which is under the umbrella of Hilton. And if I was to book this through booking.com as an ordinary person, something like this would cost me £2,365 if I had booked this between the 27th and the 31st of October last year. So bear in mind that's £2,365. And if I was to book it as for myself, I would make a saving of £592. And were I to book this for a client, I would make a commission of £230. Now, bear in mind that this is a luxury location. So if you can imagine this being a corporate booking with several individuals, whether it be a dozen or more, you can see how that commission can quickly multiply. So if I move on to the next slide. Right, so Dubai is a very popular location, and this is the Hilton Palm Jumeirah. My apologies if I'm pronouncing it badly. And if this was to be booked as an ordinary person through booking.com, if you were to travel from the 27th of October last year to the 31st, something like this would have cost you, your stay would have cost you £1,715. But as an agent, you would actually make a saving of £431. And if you were to book it on behalf of a client, you would have made a commission of £170. I'm just going to quickly look at the chat, just in case anyone's asking me anything and I've missed it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Dublin was great. I really enjoyed that. And it's funny because I'm 56 years old and it was the first time I've ever been. So I definitely had to tick that off when that opportunity presented itself to me. Okay, so if I move on to the next slide. Right, so just to give you a bit more information about how this all works. If you were to join, you would get your a website that's built for you. You don't have to spend any money or time designing it yourself. All you have to do is choose whatever you want that website to be called, and then everything else is done for you. You can do a little bit of customization in terms of a logo or a picture of yourself, something like that, but that's basically all you need to do. And once you have this site up and running, you can use it as something that's customer facing for anyone that wants to make a booking through you. That's fairly standard. And whatever is booked through your site, you would get a commission of 70 to 80% on that. And as mentioned before, throughout all the different countries, we're partnered with hundreds of different travel partners. But within the UK specifically, I think we have just over 70 of them. And as you can see from the screen in front of you, we're partnered with some pretty well-known household names. You can see TUI in front of you, Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruises, and Virgin Voyages. So that's just to name some of them. Now, if you're partnered and you wanted to do something romantic in Valentine's just gone, you could have booked 3 nights in a hotel for your website, or shall I say for a customer, for a client, and you would have made a commission of £372. Now, it could be that some of you are natural organizers. It could be that amongst your friends or family, you're the person that people tend to go to naturally to organize trips. They leave all the organizing to you. So if that's the kind of person you are, why not make a commission out of it? Because it's something that you'd be doing anyway. So for example, one of the ladies in this photo, she organized 5 nights in Jamaica for a group of 4 ladies. And out of that, she earned herself a commission of £693. And it's not just traditional holidays that you can gain access to as a member. You can book concerts for people, sporting events, Formula One. It doesn't have to be something that you're interested in personally, but having access to all these things is a great way to increase the income that you can earn as a member of this organization. Okay, and this is, if you saw during the chat, some of us went to Dublin, and that, as I mentioned, that was in February, and it's great knowing that, you know, you can travel somewhere, have fun, and actually earn commission on your own holiday. or city break. I think I'd call this a city break. So yeah, so it's nice knowing that you can earn a commission on your own holiday or city break. Now, one thing to factor in is cruises. So if you're very entrepreneurial, one little tip is to factor cruises in, because cruises is one of the most lucrative areas that you can earn an extra income from if you're going to be a travel advisor. So let's just say you were to book for 20 people on something like that, you could earn a commission of £1,890. So yeah, that's great. And you know, sometimes cruises might get a bit of a bad reputation in the sense that people might think it might just be for people who are pensioners, etc., but it's for all age groups. And especially if you're, you know, traveling with your family, it's, I'd call it, you know, I kind of say to myself, it's almost like having a traveling hotel in which every morning you wake up, you're in a different part of the world. And as you can see from the video, there's all kinds of entertainment, which you definitely wouldn't get in a hotel. Everything is self-contained, and you most certainly wouldn't be bored on a trip like this. And it's not just cruises. We do flights as well. Now, with flights, you don't necessarily make that much commission, but we are partnered with some organizations where that is possible. Not all flight airlines give you the ability to earn a commission, but there are a few. So let's just say you were to book a flight from London to Jamaica, something like that. You could earn a commission of £168. Now, as mentioned before, I don't have a travel background. My background is that of IT. And, you know, the company is aware of this, that, you know, not everyone is going to come into this with experience. So whatever training that you need, it's available for you. And, you know, everyone is different, and they might like to be trained in different ways. So during the week, there are several live webinars that can be attended. And depending on which night of the week you attend, these webinars can be training focused in terms of improving your skills. And some of them are webinars that are in which the guest speaker would be someone connected to the travel partners that we use. For example, it could be a representative from Carnival Cruises or from Disney or something like that. And if for some reason you're not able to make it live, all of these webinars are recorded, so you always have the ability to watch them in your own time. And as you can see from the screen, there's different levels of accreditation, which shows your professionalism, and you can share that with your clients. Me personally, one of the things that I did is I downloaded the app, which is I find quite useful. It's an audio version of some of these webinars, and I still work on a part-time basis, by the way. I just work 3 days a week now. And sometimes when I commute to work, I just use the app, listen to the audio, and because of that, I'm able to get insights into some of the different travel partners that we have available to us. And the reason I mention that is, you know, it means that I'm able to study without disrupting the rest of my routine. And gradually over time, I've been able to get a bit of an insight into, you know, dozens of different travel partners. And, you know, as I've been advised, it's good to, you can't be an expert in everything. It's good to try and specialize in, you know, just a couple, maybe 2 to 4 different travel partners. And that way you give good quality advice to your customers. So this is what I've been using to help narrow down so that I can specialize into whatever type of holiday destinations I can promote to my clients. Okay, so if I move on to the next slide. Right, so another thing that attracted me to Planet Marketing is the kind of guarantees that are available to us. So for example, when people book through your website, you know, it's, you know, travel is a live thing, is forever changing. So there may be situations in which the quote that someone gets through you might not be the best quote. But we offer, pardon me, we offer a guarantee to our customers so that if they find a better deal elsewhere, if it is matched like for like, we have 100% guarantee that we can match that price. So that's something that will be reassuring. I think is reassuring. So if someone said, "Oh, that's not a very good deal," you can match that. That's the 100% guarantee that we have. In addition to that, we have a guarantee for anyone that's joining as well. So if you wanted to join, but you're just a little bit nervous, we have a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. So that gives you time to look around, see how you feel about it. And if for whatever reason you changed your mind, you have the option of leaving within the first 30 days. And on top of that, there's a third 100% guarantee. And with that one, it's the subscription that you pay over a 12-month period. If you were to travel through the year and not able to at least match what you have paid in your subscription, that too can be refunded to you as well. So all those things combined, that gave me a lot of reassurance when I was first introduced to this organization. Excuse me. Right. So there's two sides to this. So what I've been talking about so far is the travel business, running your own home-based travel business. But there's another side to this, which is the on the network marketing, affiliate marketing side of things. And as you can see from here, there's a quote by Warren Buffett, and it says, "Never rely on a single source of income. You must invest to create a second source." And as mentioned, that's by Warren Buffett. And I'll say something else as well, because I still work on a part-time basis. When you have another source of income, wherever you work, it makes that, how shall I put it? You feel it's better for your peace of mind knowing that you have another source of income. You're not 100% dependent on your 9 to 5. So I'll give you an example. I'm a contractor. So when I started this particular contract, because I knew I was doing other things, when I negotiated from a position of strength. So what I mean by that is that I was bold enough to ask for the conditions that I want. Now, if I wasn't earning money from another source, I might have been a bit more timid, a bit more desperate just to get that contract because, for my survival, if you see what I mean. So even if you want to do this whether you want to do this on a part-time basis, full-time basis, if you want to do this on a part-time basis, I think it's a good way of making your life at work a happier one. I'll give you another example as well. My youngest, my daughter, she wants to be a chef. And it's an industry in which, unless you're the top tier chef, it's not really that highly paid. But it's the kind of industry that people tend to be passionate about. So one of the things that I said to her is that if this is a profession that you want to take up, it's not going to be that highly paid. But if you have another source of income, it's something that you can pursue as a passion, knowing that you're not going to be short of funds, knowing that you never have to be in an environment that you don't feel that comfortable. It gives you that flexibility, if you see what I mean. So I think it's very important to explore the option of having an additional source of income. So, and let me just explain how this works. So if you were to introduce this to someone else, let me just see someone's name on here. So, for example, if I was to introduce this to Dan, I would get a commission of £40 for introducing Dan to the business. And if Dan in turn was to introduce someone, he would get £40 and I would get 50% of that. So Dan would get £40 and I in turn would get £50. And as you advance within the organization, there's various types of bonuses that you can earn. Now, you might get a bit overwhelmed the first time you hear this presentation, so it's always worth coming back to it again. And then the more you look at this plan and absorb it, you realize how amazing it is. So it's this is me being a bit of a nerd now. So I kind of wanted to do the comparison between the mindset that you might have in a 9-to-5 environment and the mindset that you might have in an affiliate marketing type of environment. So being a bit of a nerd, I like some of these zombie apocalyptic type of things like The Walking Dead and things like that. And not that I'm knocking 9-to-5, not that, because like I said, I do work. But when you're in that kind of environment, it's difficult not to have a kind of survival instinct. And what I mean by that is because you find yourself being territorial about your position. If you're hired by someone and you have a manager and you're too good at your job, your manager might be threatened by you. If there's two people doing the same job, there may be a sense of competition. And speaking about IT specifically, I've been in environments where sometimes if you have an existing engineer within the organization, they don't always want to share their knowledge because they think, well, if I share too much, I might lose my job. So that's why I put that picture there. However, within a networking affiliate marketing environment, the total opposite is true. If you introduce someone to the business and they do well, or even grow a bigger team than you, everyone wins. They win because they do well, and you win because you're the person who introduced them to the business. So that's why I put that image up there. And to give you a sense of how it all works, as you advance through the organization, if you're so inclined, when you sign up 3 people, you become what's called a bronze builder. And if you introduce 6 people to the business, you become a silver builder. And what you might call the magic point where that unlocks so much, it's the gold builder, where you have introduced 9 people to the organization. And when you become a gold builder, it unlocks so many different benefits. For example, when you become a gold builder, for everything below gold builder, when you introduce someone to the company, you don't get the benefit of getting an £8 bonus. And also, when you become a gold builder, if the people you have signed up book holidays for people, whatever commission they get, you get 10% of that commission. So let's just say they've done a large family booking of dozens of people, and they get a commission of, let's just say, £1,000. You get a commission of £100. So, and that's what I meant by everyone's a winner. Okay, so if I move on to the next slide. So this is kind of like a bit more of a breakdown of signing up 1 to 9 people. And what happens is that every month that people are within your organization, so long as they're a paid up member, each month you get £3 from each individual who is within your team. And if you look at this column here, the payout, it shows the potential income that you can earn based on how many people are signed up through you. So for example, if you become a bronze builder, you have potential earnings of £117. But if you've gone to the gold builder level, you have potential earnings of £88,569. I'm just going to look at the chat again, just in case I've missed anything. Okay, that's cool. Right, so I'll move on. Okay, so now it's there's nothing stopping you from going beyond gold builder. So if you look at the chart above you, if you were to grow, if your team was to grow so that you have 100 people who have joined the organization through you, you would get a monthly bonus of £440. And instead of getting and on top of that, as mentioned before, when people join, you get £40 commission. But on top of that, once you become a one-star director, on top of that £40, you also get a £16 commission when someone joins your organization. And if you look through, you see that as you grow with the stars as a director, a 2-star director, if you've got 300 people within your organization, you get a monthly bonus of £800. And for each individual that joins, you get £24 on top of the £40. And as you can see, all the way down to five-star director, if you have 4,000 people who have joined through you, you get a monthly bonus of £8,800. Now, that might sound daunting, but bear in mind, you're not the person who's going to be signing all these people up. You may just be signing a small handful of people, but it's a process that duplicates, and you'll be surprised how quickly that can expand into 4,000 people over time. Okay, so if I move on to the next stage. So besides those incentives, with this being an American company, there are various incentives in terms of rings that can be earned. It carries over from sports. I think it's from NFL. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So let's just say that you're I think that's for the 1-star director. And, so as you move up the levels, so you see if you're earning, and, the numbers seem a little bit weird, but that's because it's a translation from dollars. So let's just say you're earning £7,350 per month. You get the sapphire ring. If you're earning $18,380 a month, you get the ruby ring. And it goes all the way up to, imagine you're a 5-star director, you would actually get a Rolex watch. So yeah, so there's all kinds of incentives depending on how ambitious you are, how far you want to progress within the company. And one of the things another thing, there's a whole bunch of things that really excited me and made me want to join this organization. And one of them is, being a parent, especially, knowing that I can actually will my monthly income after I've passed on. I thought that was amazing. So whatever I would have earned if I was still around, if I've passed on, that can be given to up to 4 people within my family, and that could be their monthly income that they can live on. So yeah, I think that's amazing. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't think any other companies do this. Any network marketing companies do this. It's certainly very rare anyway. So a bit of a summary. So, if you join this organization, and, like I said, it's you don't have to do this side of things. You can run it strictly as a independent travel advisor. But, I would say, because, I think it's certainly something to consider the residual income side of this business as well. Okay, so how much would this cost? Right, so if you look at the figures here, it's for the first month only, because sometimes you might get a bit confused when you see this for the first time. For the first month only, it will cost you £156. And after that, you would pay a monthly payment of £46. That's if you go for both components, both the travel advisor side of things and the affiliate marketing side of things. So if you just wanted to be a travel advisor, it's £142 for the first month and then £32 a month afterwards. But if you combine the two, which I highly recommend doing, as mentioned before, it's £156 and then it's £46 a month. Now, once you've done that, I think I do a little bit of I compare it slightly to having a gym membership. You can use it as little or as much as you like, but the more you utilize the facilities within the organization, the better value it is. If you were going to a gym and you didn't use a membership, it's a waste of your time. If you were to go 3 times a week, it's not bad. But if you wanted to, you could go 4, 5, 6 times a week. And the difference here is that if you imagine those who are more experienced within the organization, you could almost look at them as personal trainers. But within this format, you're not paying extra to get the advice and guidance of your personal trainer. Everything is free. So as mentioned before, the more you utilize it, the better value you get from this. So bearing all that in mind, your mindset could be one of 3 directions. Either, and I was one of those people, when I first saw this, I just signed up straight away. So I was person number 1. I was ready to go straight away. But maybe you've got questions, and that's fine as well. So if you have questions, whoever introduced you to this Zoom session, reach out to them, ask them any questions that you may have, and I'm sure they can answer whatever is needed. Or maybe it's just not for you, and that's fine as well. You've still given us your time, and for that we definitely appreciate it. And even if it's not for you and you think it might be interesting to someone else, please feel free to let them know about us. Okay, and so we also have, Zoom meetings are good, but, it's always great to meet people face to face. And on April the 22nd of this year, Donald Bradley is coming to the UK again. So I'm looking forward to that event. So that would be an opportunity to meet him, meet people who are already within the organization. And yeah, I've been to a couple of these types of events and I think they're amazing. So it's definitely something that's worth considering. And that's it. So I hope you found this presentation useful. And if anyone has any questions, let me know. I'll just have a quick look at the chat. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? If not, I'm going to wish you all a great evening. Hope you found this interesting. And yeah, so take care of yourselves. And once again, thanks for attending this meeting. I'm going to end it now. Take care.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye.